All right, guys, we are live streaming here off of YouTube. Paul James here. We're gonna try this again. I just attempted to do this live stream a few seconds ago, and it just cut off randomly. I'd mentioned my battery was dead. Check this out. We've got the iPhone battery hooked up to an extension cord now, so hopefully we don't have any more problems with it cutting off on us. Imperfect action. Say imperfect action. All right. So mistakes happen. So anyways, I'm shooting this video for those of you who are new to the channel. Welcome. If you're catching this live, that's great. If you're catching this on a replay, that's cool too. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. My name is Paul James, and I am an online entrepreneur. I got my start quite a while ago. When I was a teenager, I started off making some money, so that's why I'm shooting this video, how to make money fast as a teenager, or as anyone really. Donald says take two. Raymond says you're back. Hey, thank you guys for tuning back in. I was just explaining that my battery died, so I ran in the house. First I ran in the garage and I got an extension cord, and then I grabbed my charger from my iPhone. And like I was saying, imperfect action. Thumbs up for imperfect action, right? So anyways, I wanted to make this video to inspire those of you who are either starting off and want to start earning some money online, or are a teenager and want to start making money online. I want to encourage you to get started sooner rather than later, because I always think that if I wouldn't have quit when I was a teenager and I first got my taste at making money online and being an entrepreneur, like I would just be so much further than I am right now. And I'm very happy with where I am right now too. Hey, what's up, Scott? In fact, when I had first set off back in 2010, let's say, that's when I really got serious and went full time. There was three things I wanted to accomplish. Now, I'll say that these are materialistic goals, and materialistic goals, aren't everything. Like, you change your way of thinking after you kind of hit materialistic goals, but materialistic goals can definitely keep you driven. Like, you want, to have nice things and stuff like that. So I was actually just pointing out before our stream cut out last time. Sorry if I'm like shaky. Let's plug this in. That back over there you could probably see is the lake. Maybe you can see. Hopefully you can. The lake. And we're just chilling in my backyard here. I live in a very big house now, 5,000 square foot house. So one of my goals starting off was I wanted to live in a big house. That was like one of my first goals. So I had three goals, materialistic goals that I really wanted to hit. And this is like kind of what kept me going, I guess you could say, when times got tough and like when I just wanted to push through. And like, if people say to you like, oh, why don't you go back to school, or why don't you go to college or do this, because I dropped out of college, right? These materialistic goals kind of kept me pushing through. Like, these are things that I wanted, that I know that if I worked hard enough I could get. And so I want to talk about in this video. So the big house is one of them, right? That was materialistic goal number one. I know all this stuff kind of sounds kind of silly, but I think we all have like these materialistic goals, and I think once you achieve them, you start to realize maybe they're kind of silly, but maybe they're not. Maybe they keep you driven. Number two was I wanted a Rolex. I achieved that goal. I just always loved Rolex watches. I just love nice watches in general, right? But Rolex was always one that it was like, man, if I could just get a Rolex, like that would be so cool. And then materialistic goal number three was I wanted a Mercedes-Benz. And I ended up being able to get a Mercedes-Benz and pay cash for it, which was awesome. Not having a loan on a car is a very, very cool feeling. A feeling that I never thought I would ever have. So I want to talk about how to get started making money online if you're a teenager, if you're just a beginner. And the best way, I think, is to learn a service, which is basically what I did. Now, my first taste at online entrepreneurship was called CPA offers, which stands for cost per action or cost per acquisition, which basically means that people pay you for leads. So maybe they want you to get the customer to enter in their email address or phone number or zip code, and in exchange they pay you like a flat rate per lead. That's what CPA is. So that's where I got my start. Like, even under 18, I was like messing around with that. I was researching on forums, and I knew that this world existed. I still wasn't going full time with it or anything like that. I knew that this world existed though because of that. So that's kind of what got me into this whole world. But if you can learn a service, is what I realized is what really allowed me to blow up my business and, be able to afford all of these different things, was I figured out how to provide a service and sell that service to business owners. And the particular service I chose starting off with is called SEO, or search engine optimization, right? And search engine optimization is taking a website and putting it on the first page of Google. So if you're a teenager out there, or if you're someone who's ambitious and you're new at this and you're willing to learn, go out there and figure out how to get really good at providing a service. In school, I never really liked school at all. Like, I was like one of those kids that skipped school a lot. And then I went into college. I wanted to become a, because I figured I could make some good money and graduate fairly quickly, and I liked science and stuff like that. And I did better in college. College wasn't so bad, but I still didn't like sitting in the classes. And I found myself like researching on the computer constantly and playing around with stuff. And that's what pulled me into learning SEO. That combined with a course that I had come across, and it just all really clicked. Like, eventually I figured out, like, if I could figure out SEO, I could now sell this to business owners like heating companies, dentists, you name it, right? And charge big fees for it, right? Social media, right? Tons of you guys out there, I'm sure, are good with social media. You're playing around on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Why not package that up and sell it to a local business owner as well, right? Reputation management. Business owners out there, a lot of them are getting slammed with bad reviews, right? And these bad reviews hurt their business, and therefore they're really like hurting things. Like, they're not getting more customers through the door. So you could learn the service of how to wash out those bad reviews with good reviews, right? And that too can be a valuable service. And you can charge top dollar for a lot of these services that I'm mentioning. And a lot of these are very easy to set up. Like, they take some time to learn skills, but a lot of them can be outsourced. I know people who fully outsource their business. Right now, I'm outsourcing a lot of my client stuff now. Thumbs up for outsourcing, right? Hit that like button if you guys are utilizing outsourcing. Someone's asking, how did you find business owners and sell them on SEO? I looked for business owners that were already paying for ads. Okay, so you can go on Google, right? And you can see the AdWords ads that pop up. That's a good way to identify paying business owners. And the reason why is because if you can find someone who already understands the importance of marketing and paying for marketing, it's going to be much easier to sell them on something like search engine optimization, or just any idea of paying for something to get more clients. So actually, there's 3 questions that I ask a prospect in order to turn them into a high-paying client. 3 simple questions, okay? You're probably wondering what those questions are, right? These questions will have prospects not only trusting you, but they will be unveiling to you the inner workings of their business in a way where it's factual because they said it to you, and that you can use the answers to those questions to handle objections, if there are any, right? Because a lot of times these questions can take away objections, but if there are any, you can use the answers that they gave you to handle the objections to close the deal, which is really cool. Now, this is something I don't want to break down on this live stream, the 3 questions, because although it's only 3 questions, probably will take me like 45 minutes to an hour to break them down. And this is like such short notice, I don't want to break them down here. But what I am going to do is I am going to put together a webinar, and we're going to throw it up here. Oh, it's backwards. Are you guys seeing this backwards? Man, I didn't think this one through. Let me know if you guys are seeing this backwards. If you are, it's pauljames.com/webinar. Let me see if I can switch it around this way. See if it'll go backwards. I think it's because it's on the selfie cam. There we go. pauljames.com/webinar. So go to there right now and register for that. Okay? Register for pauljames.com/webinar. And let's switch this back to selfie mode there. I got this sitting on a selfie stick, which is kind of nice because then I can rest my hand on my leg here. Okay, everyone's saying it was good. Great. So I'm going to break down on that webinar the 3 questions that I use to land high-paying clients. And again, don't worry about what you're going to sell them right now if you don't have anything to sell. What I will leave you with is SEO is a great thing to sell because you can not only learn it very easily, especially like if you're in school or you're looking for a skill to pick up that you don't have to go to college for. Man, SEO is such a killer skill. Like, I wish that when I was like 15, 16, that I would have learned this skill. So you can pick up this skill fairly easy. You can even easier learn how to outsource this service, right? And then you can come on the webinar. So come on the webinar and I'll teach you these 3 questions that you can use to close deals. Now, a lot of the most successful people that I work with and that I've trained throughout the years, they actually close deals before they even know how to perform the service because they know that they can learn while they go. So let me tell you a little story. I worked for a heating and air conditioning company, right? And during the time I worked for them, I learned a lot of things. I learned, how to close deals on the phone with clients, how to schedule, how to do accounts payable, accounts receivable, a lot of things. And I ended up getting laid off and having to go back to school, which is why I ended up in nursing school. And I was kind of like at a point in my life where I needed like this career change, or I was going to have this career change. And I was young. I think I was 19 at the time, and maybe even younger, maybe even 18. But I started to think to myself as I picked up SEO and started looking at it, why don't I go back to this heating company and basically use them as a guinea pig to learn this, right? There's no better way to learn how to do a service out there than to just do it. Think about programming, for example. A lot of people think like you have to go to school to become like a programmer to develop software and stuff, when in reality, some of the best programmers I've hired, because I run a software company as well, and I've built lots of softwares that have gone on to do, big numbers, some of them doing close to 6 figures in just, matter of like a month, right? And here's the thing. A lot of the best developers I've ever hired are self-taught. And the way that they told me they learned was that they just tried to build something. And when a problem came up along the way, they would go into Google and they would search, how do I create a pop-up to do this, or how do I authenticate a login, right? They would type in like questions for something that they were looking to learn how to do into Google, and they would learn it by building it. Let's see, Jordan, new follower of yours, thoughts on fishing niche market for a Shopify store. So we're not really talking about Shopify on this video, but I will tell you just a little tidbit, even though it's off track. I will say that fishing is a hobby niche, which is great because people are passionate about hobbies, which is going to make it easy to sell. So whenever you're looking for niches to go after for like Shopify or e-commerce or stuff like that, hobbies are always a good one. But today we're talking about this webinar. I'm going to flash back to it again. It's pauljames.com. Whoa there. I'm on my deck here in the backyard, so it's a little bit windy. pauljames.com/webinar. And we're going to break down the 3 questions that you need to ask to land high-paying clients. So for those of you who are just tuning in to this video and you're a new follower of me, I appreciate you stopping by. I would love a thumbs up. And if you like this video and you like more things on this channel, or you want to get more awesome updates, feel free to subscribe. Right below me, there's a subscribe button. Hit it. It's free to subscribe, and you'll get notifications. Also, there's a bell button if you want to hit that bell button. It'll notify you when I go live like this so that you can jump in and watch it live. Maybe you're watching this after the live and you're watching the replay. That's okay. But if you want to be notified of the live ones, subscribe and hit that bell button. You'll be notified when I go live, and I drop like random value gold nuggets all the time. So you definitely don't want to miss out on it, and I'm really excited about this webinar. It's happening, and I want to see you there. So go to pauljames.com/webinar. We're going to break it down. And if you're a beginner or you're a teenager and you want to make money online fast, this is how you do it. You got to work with clients. Pick up a service, sell it to clients. Pick up a service, sell it to clients. It's an easy formula. I'm going to teach it to you on this webinar. All right, guys, peace out.